The medieval world was dirty, dangerous, and chaotic. And somehow people still woke up every morning and said, yep, this seems normal. Because medieval people accepted things that would completely horrify us today. Things like throwing garbage into streets, public executions as entertainment, questionable medicine, and living next to animals constantly. Modern life has problems, but medieval life was basically surviving random nonsense every single day. First, throwing waste into the street. Medieval cities didn't exactly have modern sanitation, so people often dumped waste directly outside, which meant the streets smelled incredible and if your goal was to recreate the atmosphere of a dying swamp. Rain made everything worse. Animals walked through it, people walked through it, and somehow civilization continued. Barely. Second, public executions as entertainment. Today, people watch Netflix. In medieval times, people gathered in crowds to watch executions. Entire families attended, vendors sold food. Which means medieval society somehow turned a man being publicly executed into a fun afternoon activity. Human psychology is fascinating and slightly terrifying. Third, questionable medicine. For centuries, many doctors believed illness came from imbalance inside the body. So naturally, they removed blood. This was called bloodletting. Because apparently medieval medicine looked at a weak, sick person and thought, you know what this guy needs? Less blood. Sometimes the treatment probably killed people faster than the disease. Fourth, living next to animals constantly. Modern humans separate living spaces from animals. Medieval people? Not really. Animals wandered through streets, homes, and markets. Sometimes they basically acted like unemployed roommates. Cities were loud, dirty, crowded, and constantly smelled like smoke, mud, animals, and bad decisions. Fifth, death was extremely common. Disease, infections, bad hygiene, war. People died constantly, which sounds horrifying. But it also meant medieval people viewed death very differently than modern society. Life expectancy was low. Child mortality was brutal. And surviving adulthood was honestly kind of an achievement. The strange thing about history is that humans can adapt to almost anything. Even environments that seem completely absurd today eventually become normal. Which makes you wonder, what modern habits future humans will look at and say, wait, people actually lived like that?